his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Lord, turn his face toward you and give you peace.
All right, we are live. Welcome, everybody, to the Kingsland Connection. Joe, how are you?
I'm good, man. Good morning, everybody. How's it going?
We got a celebrity.
We got a
with us.
celebrity, famous celebrity, probably one of the most famous people at Kingsland.
Yeah.
Is he outside the room?
He's
Yeah.
standing outside.
He's on his way
We're
in.
waiting to bring him
on
in.
his way in. All right.
Oh, and Pastor Omar Garcia is here as well.
Yeah.
So our missions pastor, we
Absolutely.
affectionately call him Uncle O.
Uncle
in
O.
our house.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to call him Uncle O, feel free to.
It's
It's okay.
Absolutely.
It's all
Yes.
right.
Well, Kingsland Connection, the purpose of this is to pull Sunday into the work week, and it kind of extended a little bit. And so yesterday was something special that we do once a year. It was caring for Katie.
Yes.
And we couldn't do it without you. All these groups and teams, and it's just an incredible day.
It's an awesome day. It's obviously one of my favorite days of the year, but this was our 14th annual Caring for Katie.
14th annual, but it was a first.
There was a first.
There was a first.
Yeah, and we really thought it was going to be a one and done. So I came to Kingsland in 2005, and then sometime in the fall we were updating the worship center. We were changing from pews to opera seating to try to gain some more space. And our contractor surprised us and said, I'm going to need the church closed on the Sunday before spring break.
Wow.
And so we had an emergency staff meeting. We got off campus, and
Yeah.
we were just putting our heads together. Are we going to try to rent another venue? What are we going to do? And, I mean, nothing was working out.
Right.
And then I just suggested, because at that time we were already doing Saturday initiatives with our community groups. So I suggested, why don't we just, since the doors to the church are closed, let's just do in one day what we do throughout the year. And everybody bought in, and then the discussion was, how are we going to fund it? Because there was no extra budget
Yeah,
money,
yeah.
especially in 2005. Well, why don't we take a Sunday's offering and invest it in loving our community?
There you go.
That was a bold move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a very bold move.
That's right.
And that's how we started. And
I'm so glad we did.
Yeah, we did it, and it was so successful that folks said, well, are we going to do it again?
I know.
Yeah, and so here we are 14 years later.
I know. I'm so glad. But it was also first for you this year because you had a little special
Yes.
special guest riding around with you.
So I had my my middle granddaughter, Bethany. She's 18 months. This was her very first Caring for Katie, and so she
awesome.
got to ride around with her pops. And I took like a gazillion pictures of her.
Yeah.
You know.
Forgot everyone else.
Yeah,
was
forgot
around
everyone
doing
else.
this.
Yeah, she was like
I know.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, man. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so good.
I love Caring for Katie. It's my third one, and just seeing the families working and sweating together, I think that's
All the green shirts.
the green shirts. It just, I mean, feels like there's a million people when we're all doing it together.
Yeah.
I was out at the hangar. We went out to a few different places, but it's just really cool to see everybody step up.
Yeah.
And we were worried about, honestly, we had some people worried about even doing Caring for Katie this year with the
Oh, yeah,
pandemic
yeah,
and all
yeah.
that stuff. And man, people stepped up
Right.
in a big way. And
Hey, if you're watching, real quick, where were you serving? Throw it in the comments
Yeah.
here. Would love to see where did
Yeah.
you serve yesterday, and did you like it or love it? So that
Yeah.
would be fun. But do you know how many people were out serving roughly?
do
We
we
You
have
know,
groups and-
we'll get the count today and tomorrow, but we had groups that when I met with them to look at their projects, they said, well, we're going to have one group, for example, said we had 42 people, and so we structured the project accordingly. And then I got a call Thursday or Friday before Caring for Katie. We're up to 75, and that happened with a lot of
Yeah.
groups. People just came out. It was, I think, in spite of the pandemic, it was one of the biggest CFKs we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was over at the hangar. I think there were a few hundred
Oh,
people
my soul.
over there. It was fantastic. We've gone there the last few years, and just
Yeah.
grabbing my youngest Riley, 4-year-old, grabbing a rake out there in the volleyball court and cleaning that up, and Logan with a wheelbarrow. It was just so fun to see. And when, like, besides obviously working and serving alongside my family, I just love. There's one part I went over to the Kingsland Fitness Center over there that we've done that. A bunch of guys were doing it, but there was a group of kids. I don't know how old they were, maybe 3 to 5 years old, and they had the red paint out there. And they're trying to paint this bench. I think they had more paint on themselves than on the bench. But the parents were just there having a great time watching them kind of fuddle around. But they were working. They were focused. Because I went over there, I tried to crack some jokes, and they were they were really focused on what they're doing.
Yeah.
It was red by the end, so that was good.
Yeah, it was good, and I got to help with some pressure washing at an assisted living facility, and my Charlie got to use one of those like big professional driveway scraper things. And he's sitting there shaking, but he was smiling. Got to learn, and that's the cool part too, is our kids get to experience and learn things that they would never. He's never going to use one of those things.
Yeah, but it's and that's exactly right, because one of the big pluses of Caring for Katie is it gives parents an opportunity, a fantastic ready-made opportunity for you to come and make memories with your kids of serving others together. And Joe, I think when our kids get to student ministry, service isn't something new to them. And so I think it makes your job maybe a little easier, because there's a culture of serving. There's this attitude that I need to move in the direction of people who are in need and to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And so I love it when they get older. Service is just a part of their DNA now.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes the edge off of what otherwise would be maybe a very selfish, self-absorbed kind of growing up.
And I love that phrase, moving in the direction people need, because that's been a phrase that in the last couple of weeks, even with the Arctic week that we just had, that's been big in our house. Logan has wanted to get out and serve more, and I told Megan, we haven't been able to sit down as a family and do a Bible study like we've wanted to, because we've just been running around. But I said to Megan last night, I'm like, we're not doing a Bible study, but we're doing a Bible study with our kids as much as we've been out serving. Of course, yesterday was fun. So,
and the cool deal that these groups, man, I love when a group is working at a place. Like yesterday we had one of our big groups at the Boaz house, and I was talking to them about, they're putting all the flower beds and all that stuff, and they were like, oh, we're coming back in a few weeks. And like, it's something that's not just a one time for them.
Right in our backyard.
They're gonna keep going back. That's what I love, that it just gets our people out in the community doing what we're called to do, and that's love our neighbors and love them well. So, and
the amazing thing, we had that winter ice storm, of course, and so many families that had pipes that just burst and did so much damage to the house. And I'm so proud of our team. You guys were out, and our staff was out, and our men were out. We did, the week before Caring for Katie, we did over 30 homes that we assisted.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And guys were working 12-hour days, guys taking vacation time to do this, and still they came out for Caring for Katie.
I know.
That's pretty awesome.
I know. I love it.
It's pretty awesome.
Caring for Katie started a little early this year.
Yeah,
but that's okay. And it'll keep going,
Yeah.
which is good. I love our church. Love you guys, and thank you for all the serving you did.
It was awesome. Well, shifting gears, part of the Kingsland Connection is we want to give resources too as we go. We got Joe, drop in that resource
I will.
To Facebook. This is a podcast. We're talking about gospel, being gospel presence wherever we're at. This is a podcast where I interviewed this process of gospel shepherding, like how do we shepherd our kids, and part of that gospel shepherding is serving with your family and serving and leading by example in yourself. So go check out that podcast. It's really good. And we have a win at home question of the week. So this month of
Doing something
March,
different.
doing something different. We're doing would you rather questions. So Joe, what's our would you rather?
You got. I think it's, would you rather not be able to read or not be able to speak?
Okay.
Would you rather not be able to read or speak?
Would you rather?
So what would you say, Uncle O?
Okay, well, what I would say is I would rather be able to speak, because I can listen to an audiobook.
Oh, you found a loophole.
He found the loophole.
The loophole.
He found the loophole.
Would you rather lose the ability to read or to speak? Man, that's a tough one.
I want to be able to speak. I want to be able to
I
talk.
wanna be
You
able to
know what I
talk.
mean?
Yeah.
So I can watch movies. Just watch the movie. You don't need to read the book. You know what I mean?
But there's so much man. Like,
I've
just think
I've
about-
never heard
yeah.
someone say, "Man, the movie was so much better than the book." I've never heard anyone
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
But that's okay.
That's
Whatever.
a good one. I don't know because you read so much that you don't even think.
Sometimes when
so-
Megan and I are arguing, I think I would rather lose my ability to speak. You know, because sometimes I say some foolish things. But
Yeah,
you
we
know,
all do,
Yeah.
yeah.
You,
So-
you definitely need to,
that's a good one. So use that one at home. Use that at the dinner table. Make sure that you are talking to your family and
Yeah.
rehashing all that from the week.
Yeah, make sure you're spending time and owning that table. And I mean, it's a big deal. We've really put some energy into that this year, and it's just so fun to get around the table with our family and talk and do all this. So we're actually been doing these questions. It's been pretty fun. Well, we got a bunch of stuff coming up this March, spring break. We're going to be out, so there'll be no activities here at the church that week, that Wednesday. But the following Sunday, on the 21st, we have a parent open forum, but this one's just for moms. We did one for dads
Awesome.
in the fall, but this spring we're doing one just for moms. And we have a lady, Karen Stubbs. She founded this ministry called Birds on a Wire. It's a really cool thing for moms and for women and women's ministry. So she's coming both hours. She's going to talk about God's design for our kids, and it's going to be really good. And then on the 25th, which is the following Thursday, we have our men's event at North Katy. We're having barbecue. We got a special guest speaker, Drew Pittman. He's a professional sports agent. He's got players all over, but his famous player is Baker Mayfield.
Nice.
So he's Baker Mayfield's agent, him and his crew. But Drew Pittman wrote a book called First Team Dad, and it's a fantastic book. But
Awesome.
so he's going to be here March 25th at North Katy, and we'll get all the stuff sent out about all that.
All the links, all the information should come out.
here in a little bit. So, Joe, that's
Man, this also Wednesday, we got the night of prayer and worship.
That's
too.
right. Yep.
That's going to be awesome. Both at North Katy
Yep.
and at Central. North Katy, it's 6 to 7. Night of prayer and worship. So bring the whole family out to that. And then here at Central, it's 6:30 to 7:30.
Yeah,
So that'll be good. That'll be
Worship
super
Center,
fun.
both places. There's no regular programming this Wednesday night. It's all going to be going to the worship. So bring your family.
Yep.
It's going to be
Come be
really
fed,
good.
just be in the presence of the Lord. Our worship team's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. That's going to be super exciting. So it's going to be
got,
good.
got a lot of stuff. So that's the connection. We want you to get connected, stay connected, be connected. If you got any questions or need us for anything, you can always email us at info@kingsland.org.
Uncle O, thanks for joining us
Thanks
today,
for all-
man.
Thanks for having
Appreciate it.
me.
And thanks for all your
was
work
good.
this weekend.
Thank
It was
you
awesome.
guys.
It
Yeah.
was fantastic.